Trump might have drove the garbage truck, but Kamala brought the trash. Let's discuss on this episode of the Idiocracy Report. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Idiocracy Report. My name is Keenan Jerome Floyd. Dallas, Texas. I will be headlining the Dallas Comedy Club on December 15, 2024. Doors at 8:15, show at 8:30. Get your tickets. The link is in the description below. Well, we're only 3 days away, 2 days away, actually, from Election Day. And I want to start off by saying I love being black. I love being a black man. But I hate being black around election season because they try to use my skin color against me to guilt me into voting for some type of goofball in both parties. And what I've noticed recently, especially with the Democrats, is that they try to hold our black card hostage. And now in this election, I feel like the chickens are now coming home to roost. In 2019, Joe Biden told us that if we didn't vote for him, we weren't black. As if our politics changes our identity.
And you ain't black.
Could you imagine going to the polls looking like 50 Cent and then coming out looking like Bob Barker?
And you ain't black.
Now, Kamala's campaign has been very interesting to watch to me because it's very clear what her message is. She's championing women's rights. She's championing women's agency and their right to vote and right to make choices for their own body, which I agree with. But the way it's being done, I don't necessarily think I'm the audience for it. I mean, I'm clearly not the audience for it. I'm not a woman. I don't have any opinions about what women do with their bodies. But when it comes to speaking to the black community, specifically on whether they should vote for Kamala or not, I think there's a lot left to be desired.
Vice President Kamala Harris, thank you for having me. I do not take lightly the call to show up, the call to speak up, the call to deliver a message that's been on my heart for a hot minute now. Now, I took my time writing this speech, so I'm going to make sure I deliver it right.
But wait a minute. Doesn't Cardi memorize rap lyrics for a living? She's literally like, I am here to talk to you about something straight from the heart. Line 1. I am so happy to be here. Look at crowd. Oh, my bad. And Cardi B goes on to read the talking points that Kamala Harris has been repeating her entire campaign. And look, the thing about it is this. I don't even count Cardi B as an influence in the black culture because she's Afro-Latina. I mean, she's black, but she's also Dominican, right? So it's not a direct correlation with trying to get black votes, but then at the same time it is. The dirty work about this is that we all know that the music industry isn't ran by black people, right? It's curated by those outside of the community that usually get the most debaucherous artists to represent the black culture to the rest of the world. Even though in America, the majority of us are probably extremely educated, have good jobs, have solid families, but that's not the reputation that precedes us. So it's dirty work to use artists represented by these record companies that are donors to the Democratic Party to use these same artists to influence, weaponize, and guilt black voters into voting for these candidates. That's dirty work. And then on top of that too, if you question, if you black and you question the black people that they use for endorsements, then they try to question your ethnicity and whether you're black enough and whether you're a coon and whether you like women or something like that to make you feel like an outcast from the people that you grew up with.
And you ain't black.
Then that brings us to the performance of GloRilla.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees.
And look, she came out, she performed TGIF. I ain't gonna lie, that song slaps. It's basically just a song about young people going out and hanging out. I feel so young talking about, oh, this is a song for the youth. Like, come on now. But I mean, message is very, very clear. It's very clear. It's Kamala is the candidate for women. You know, women feel that their rights are in jeopardy, and she's bringing out all of the the feminist icons of our time. And in the black community, it seems to be that rappers are the ones that are leading the charge. And to be honest with you, rappers aren't role models, not in my opinion. I work at a place. I work at a place, and they listen to rap music the entire shift. And when we start putting the songs back to back, they are literally saying the same things. When you have male rappers, they're talking about getting women, having sex, creating baby mamas, killing another black man, getting rich and getting money so that they can get more women, have more sex, and make more baby mamas, right? So that's the male rappers on this side. And then on the other side of the aisle, you have the women who have to deal with this toxicity from the male rappers, and therefore they have these songs where they're standing up against misogyny, or misogynoir as they call it, and they're exercising their rights to get abortions and take Plan B and party and have sex with whoever they want. And this is influencing the youth. That's influencing. So the Democratic Party knows, well, this is what the young people are listening to, and this is what drives the point home. So this is going to be our platform. So now if you come in and say, hey, wait a minute, I don't know if this is the best representation of black people, I don't know if people should be influenced by this, then they call you names and make you feel like that you ain't down for the cause. Even though 60% of audience of hip-hop is non-black people. Man, Joe Biden really did us in by telling us that we ain't black if we don't vote for Democrats.
And you ain't black.
Anyway, what do you think? Do you think that Cardi B's speech and GloRilla's performance helped or hindered Kamala's campaign? And we have one more day of voting before we find out who the next president of the United States is. Comment below. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Idiocracy Report, and get out there and vote.